Hello my friends, Amy Esther here, and it is 2 weeks postpartum. I had my baby exactly 2 weeks ago from today, and I want to share with you my postpartum update on week 2, what's happened this week. If you've missed any of my pregnancy updates or my postpartum updates, I will have a playlist linked in the description below. I documented every week of my pregnancy and will be documenting the first 6 weeks of postpartum after having this baby. And if you want to see any of those, make sure you're subscribed. You can follow along in that playlist. And I usually make videos about my life with chronic illness. So if you are interested in that, I have POTS, fibromyalgia, endometriosis, Hashimoto's disease, PCOS, SIBO, lots of different things going on. So if you're interested about life with chronic illness, having a baby with chronic illness, you are in the right place and you're going to want to subscribe to my channel. So week 2, you guys, wow, I can't believe he's only 2 weeks old. Honestly, the weeks are long and the days are going by really fast. It's super weird. I feel like normally my life is opposite, where my days are so long and maybe my weeks are long, but my months are just fly by. This seems like how life normally goes, but right now it's the opposite. I feel like my days are just flying by. I always cannot believe when it's nap time for my daughter. So I have a 22-month-old who is my first child, and she takes a nap about noon every day, somewhere between noon and 1, and every single day time goes by so fast that I can't even believe that it's already noon. And I don't know why it's going by so fast, because I always have something to do, nursing him and stuff, but it's just flying by. But then at the same time, I feel like he's been in our family forever. I had a lot of people tell me that going from 1 kid to 2 kids was harder than going from 0 to 1. Not what we experienced. Honestly, for me, I feel like this has been such a smooth transition for us. My daughter has struggled a little bit sharing the attention with her brother, but for me, as a mom of 2, I feel like it just feels so natural and normal to have 2 kids. Like, I can't believe I ever went only having 1. It's just crazy. Oh, I got an alarm going off. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I was actually taking a nap, and I set an alarm so that I would make sure to finish my nap in time to get up and pump and get my child to the doctor, because we have our 2-week doctor's appointment at 1:30 and it is 12:55. So the doctor's only like 10 minutes away. So I still have a minute. I'm gonna finish this video and then I'll get myself and my baby to the doctor. But anyway, what I was saying is it has been such a smooth transition. I feel like, how did I only have 1 kid before? It just feels so normal and natural to have 2, and I am just loving it so much. If you guys have any questions, by the way, I'm going to be doing a Q&A, like a pregnancy, postpartum, labor, delivery, all of that fun stuff, Q&A coming up soon. So leave me a comment with your question or follow along on Instagram and I will ask for questions there as well. If you're not following along there yet, make sure you are, because I want to make sure I answer all of your questions in these videos about what it's like to live postpartum, because sometimes I forget some of the things going on, or you guys have extra questions that I don't address in these videos. So leave me a question if you have one. But mentally, I'm in a really good place. I feel like I'm loving every day. Like, I love this stage of life, which with my daughter, I did feel like I loved moments. I loved the daytime with her, but I really struggled at night with her when she was a newborn. I had the hardest time getting her to sleep. She didn't eat as well as this baby. I was nursing her all day long, and so I honestly wished away the newborn stage. I loved moments of it. I loved her. I loved being a mom, but I wanted sleep and I felt like we couldn't go anywhere because she just ate every single hour. This baby eats every 3 hours, almost on the dot, which is why I need to pump and make sure we have some food for him, because he'll want to eat about 2 o'clock and our appointment's at 1:30. So I might be able to make it home by then, maybe not, but I'm going to pump a bottle just in case for him. He is exclusively breastfed. And that is going so well. Breastfeeding is going super well. It's not as painful as it was the first time around. I'd say the first couple days it was a little painful, but nothing near what I experienced with my first child. If you haven't had a baby yet and you want to nurse, just know those first little bit, it's painful in a lot of different ways. When your milk comes in, it's painful. You get chapped and cracked and all those things that are not fun, but that didn't really happen this time around. I feel like nursing overall has gone really well for us. In other health updates, I was hardly even bleeding last week. I think I told you guys in my last update that I bled pretty hard the first couple days, of course, after having birth, which is totally normal, and then I was hardly bleeding at all. Well, starting yesterday, I started bleeding a ton. Okay, guys, it's gonna be TMI, so if this grosses you out, you don't wanna hear this, too much information, you might wanna click off this video now. But they told me at the hospital to look for bright red blood after 4 days. It shouldn't be bright red after 4 days. You shouldn't have any clotting that are, big clots after 4 days. And yesterday, all of a sudden, I had a ton of bleeding, bright red, huge clots, to the point where it kind of scared me. It just felt like a really, really, really bad period. And I already have really bad periods. But they told me if you have bright red bleeding after 4 days, call the doctor because it could be that you're hemorrhaging. And so I had no other symptoms. I already have a pretty high heart rate. I already have low blood pressure from my POTS symptoms, but those are some of the other symptoms it said to look for, but I didn't feel any different. And so I wasn't too worried, but I called my doctor anyway. And by the time I actually left them a message, and they called me back a few hours later, and by the time they'd called me back, it kind of slowed down again. Wasn't quite as bright, but still there and still more than it had been. And so they said just to watch it, and it doesn't seem like, I feel like I would know if I was hemorrhaging. It just seems like that would be, I would feel different. I would feel more lightheaded. I would feel sicker. I just think I would know, even though I am still bleeding a lot more today and yesterday than I had been in the past week. So I'm taking things extra careful. I'm trying to be even more careful with my body. Try not to lift my daughter, who's a lot bigger. My husband's putting her to bed, and this morning, you guys, she was in her closet when we went to get her, which means she crawled out of her crib. And then we put her down for a nap, and I watched her on the monitor. As soon as my husband shut the door, she started crawling out of her crib again, and he had to go in there and put her down. So we need to switch her into a big girl bed basically today. So that's also on the list of things to do. Man, life is crazy. But anyway, I am hoping that this bleeding slows down again. My doctor's not in the office today. They're in the office tomorrow. They said if you think you're hemorrhaging, go to the emergency room. But if not, just watch it, call us on Wednesday, and let us know if it's getting better or if it's about the same, so we can kind of talk through and just make sure you're doing okay. So they want me to call back tomorrow. So hopefully everything's okay. What time is it? Okay, we're still good. I gotta get my baby to the doctor as well. But anyway, hopefully everything's good. I really just feel like I would know if I was hemorrhaging, but also kind of scary that all of the warning stuff in the packets they gave me said, look for these things, and that's what's happening. And anyway, I'll keep you guys updated for next week. But that is happening. And then I would say I've been more fatigued this week. I do deal with chronic fatigue on a daily basis, fibromyalgia, POTS, chronic fatigue syndrome, all this stuff. So it's nothing new for me, but I do feel like this week I've been more tired than I was the last week. I always get a big high after I have a baby. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's because pregnancy is so hard for me that I'm so sick with pregnancy. Once I have the baby, that all the pregnancy symptoms go away so fast that I just get this high, plus the hormones, and I just feel amazing. And so I did have a lot of energy the first week. I tried not to overdo it though. I've really been trying not to. However, for some reason, I'm just started bleeding again a ton. I don't know why. And actually when I had those clots in the start of a lot of bleeding yesterday, I also had a lot of pain again. which I didn't experience a lot of pain with this pregnancy, of course, or with this postpartum period. After he got here and my epidural wore off, I really did not experience that much pain at all. And so that was weird too, because I hadn't had really any pain. And then all of a sudden, like just my whole lower abdomen, everything down there was just hurting again. So anyway, kind of weird. But besides that, you know, I have been more fatigued. So I don't know if that's because of the extra blood loss or not, but I don't really know what's going on. So I'll talk to my doctor tomorrow, see if they want me to actually come in, and I'll let you know on that way. But other health stuff, I am eating a lot better now that I am not pregnant anymore. Pregnancy, my hormones go crazy, and I just have tons of aversions. I'm pretty nauseous most of my pregnancy, and I just have aversions to all of the foods that are good for me. And I just want to eat basically plain white carbs all the time when I'm pregnant. Both my pregnancies were the same like that. So I definitely have been eating better, lots and lots of vegetables. I've been cooking a lot more, which has been really fun. And now that I have a little more energy, that I'm not pregnant anymore, it's been fun to cook. And so I feel like overall I'm doing really good. Mentally I'm doing really good. Physically I really am doing good. A little nervous about what's going on, but hopefully everything is normal, and maybe I just have overdone it a little bit the past few days. I am not sure. But I have lost even more weight. I'm now 140 pounds. So I have lost 18 pounds so far. So 2 weeks postpartum, lost 18 pounds. My baby was an 8-pound baby, so half of that was him, but I feel like we're doing pretty good there. I am always between 130 and 140. Like most of my adult life, I've been between 130 and 140 pounds. And so I'm at 140 right now. So I'm kind of at what I normally will be at. Basically, when I don't eat super good, don't exercise very well, I'm more at the 140 end. When I'm eating better, exercising better, I'm more at the 130. However, after having my daughter, I think I was able to balance my hormones a little bit better. And I actually dropped a lot of weight and went down to 120 without even trying, which I don't even remember the last time that I weighed that much, probably when I was a teenager. So that's where I started, was 120. So I am still 20 pounds away from that, but I feel like for me, my body 130 is about a good place for me to be. So we'll see where I get to, but that's only 10 pounds away. And so I'm definitely not stressed about losing the weight. I'm only 2 weeks in and already lost 18 pounds, which is crazy. So I think definitely a lot of it is water weight getting out. And then of course the baby. So that is my 2-week update, you guys. So if you have any questions for me, leave them down below. If you are not yet subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe. I'm having a hard time really wanting to work and make videos for you guys, just because I'm really enjoying this time. I just love every moment being a mom right now, and so I need a little motivation to create new videos. So if you have any new video ideas for me, leave those in the comments below as well. And I definitely will keep making videos on here. Don't think I'm going to stop, because I do have a passion for YouTube, but just this stage of life with a brand newborn, I'm just trying to savor in every single moment with him. So anyway, let me know if you guys have any video ideas, if you have any questions for me. Subscribe, hit that like button, do all those things. Love you guys. See you next week.